Yep, you say that TALC, you say it talk because it's a play on words, and I'm way about all the plays on words, okay? It stands for Pajama Time Art Live Chat. And this week we are talking about making time for your creativity, making time to practice your creative practice. So I'm also attempting tonight, I had some people come on last night from Facebook. Oh, there I am. Good. And they were
your creative practice.
No, I can't do that.
So
okay. So hopefully I will be able to see your comments now on Facebook and respond to them. And I wasn't able to do that last night, but I think I have it set up tonight where I can do that. All right, and what am I drinking tonight? It doesn't really matter. It's some kind of random tea ball that I borrowed, but I'm using one of my all-in-one teapots and teacups. This teacup is massive, y'all. It's massive. So I'm going to pour myself a cup of tea. If you are watching, be sure to drop what you're drinking into the chat, and we will get started. I have several exciting things to share with you. There we go. And awesome. All right. So exciting things to share with you. Most of today, and this was not on my to-do list, most of today I spent rearranging my new art studio, okay? I had it set up in a way that I thought would work, and then the more I worked in it, the more it just wasn't feeling as comfortable. Artists are picky. The flow of the art is very important, and feeling very comfortable in your studio is important. So I spent some time rearranging things and hauling things up from my old studio and getting rid of things that I thought would be really cool in there, but just turned out to take too much room. So I'm pretty happy with the way it is now. We'll see. Over time, I still need to add some lights. I did that, and then I wanted to share with you this cool little story. My mom is getting to the age and the health condition where she knows her time is shorter than we would all love for it to be for her. And so she is diligently going through everything and purging all kinds of paperwork and just random stuff. And so she keeps coming across these things. If you've been listening to me for a while, you know that I was surprised to find that my parents really supported my artistic efforts, which was a complete surprise. But she keeps bringing me these things that she's saved for who knows how long, and giving them to me and saying, I thought because you were an artist, you would love them. So one of the things she brought to me today was it's an old magazine that she kept because the pictures in it were beautiful. I'm trying to show you the pictures. So just old photographs. And then these could be older than me. They could be older than me. And what they are is they're little art drawings. She gave me some that had like color on them. Maybe they're watercolor the other day too. And they actually purchased these at some little store or something when they were younger, and she put them back and never framed them or anything like that. And just she just kept them all this time. And so she's given them to me. So kind of funny, kind of interesting to find out what your parents have been keeping, and then what they think they need to do with them. So I guess I'll be trying to figure that out. So first sip of tea. Cheers, everyone, tonight. We are talking about making time for your creativity and your creative practice. Is what we've been talking about all week. Monday night we went through and we decided to make an inventory of what we were making a priority of, and to look for things that we might have been making a priority that don't need to be a priority. Last night, we talked about the fact that you have to make sure you have time in your schedule for mental and emotional rest. Physical rest too, but mental and emotional rest, because the creativity is in there, but you have to have the energy available for it to bubble up. It's like pumping the handle on the well. The water's down there, but if you're too tired to pump, or if the handle's stuck or something, you can't get it up. So tonight we're going to discuss things that you might try. Last night I ended by asking you the question, what have you tried? What have you tried to make creativity a daily or regular practice? So thinking about that for just a minute while I take a sip, what have you tried? And doesn't matter whether it did work or it didn't work. Go ahead and drop it in the chat and let me know. What have you tried to make time for your creative practice? So one of the things that you might consider trying is choosing a medium for your art practice that isn't messy and doesn't take up a lot of space. So yes, okay, maybe your desire is to do oil painting, but you don't have room for a studio and you hate getting everything out and then having to put it all back up. So every painter that I know has a sketchbook. They keep a sketchbook of ideas. They keep a sketchbook of painting concepts. They keep a sketchbook where they actually sketch, do pre-sketching and figure out composition and value, and that sort of thing in their sketchbook. Why not get a sketchbook and start your practice of creating the pre-sketches and the pre-work for your creative ideas for your oil paintings in a sketchbook? The same thing goes for other types of art mediums. That's just for painting, but what about sculptures? Same thing, you need a sketchbook, you need an idea book. Start using that, and that is something that you can carry with you. All it takes is some paper and a pencil. I have many sketchbooks that are just those little 5x8 books from your local big box store, and I just fill them up. In fact, because they're so cheap, I give myself permission to, and I like drawing with graphite, so that tends to come off on another page. So I skip pages so that I can have one drawing in that area and it doesn't rub off on another drawing. And sometimes it's actually like a planning drawing. I do the drawing, I shade in the values, I fix the composition, the whole shebang. Sometimes it's just a concept and I'm just like, scratchy, scratchy, scratchy. This is going to be here, this is going to be here, this is going to be here. Sometimes it's just an idea, and I might use even words to go through that and write down my concept if I can't seem to put it into visual language. So that's one thing. Also, have you looked into possible small alternatives? So there are a lot of people out there who are painting with oils. I'm pretty sure it's with oils. I'm not sure this would work with acrylics. They have one of those little bitty Altoid tins, the mint tins, and in the lid they put a teeny little piece of canvas or paper, and in the box itself is their palette. They carry a brush with them, teeny tiny brush, and they do these intricate little drawing and paintings using that little kit. Watercolor. I am in possession of the most wonderful watercolor thing, and it comes. I think it's called a watercolor fan. Look that up. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of it, but it's just a little slim. It's not even a container, but I guess you could call it a container, and it has little leaves, and you just fan them out. They're all plastic, and they have all these watercolor colors in them, and it comes with a water brush, which is a brush on the end, but it contains water in the little plastic handle, and then you can paint anywhere you want to. Use watercolor paint anywhere you want to. It's so small. Both of those things are so small they'll fit in your purse if you're female and you carry a purse. Fit in your backpack if you're male. Okay? So, in other words, there are ways to work in that creative practice. What have you tried? So that's my little soapbox tonight, and I would love to hear your ideas for creating time in your schedule for your creative practice. Meanwhile, it is about time for me to sign off. So unless you have a comment or a question, whether you do or whether you don't, actually, whether you have a comment or a question, drop it in the chat now. And if there's nothing, and we'll give people a few seconds to go ahead and do that, then I will sign off. This is artist Esther L. Jones, reminding you to look for the music, listen for the colors, and awaken wonder and creativity in your heart. And I'll see you back here at this time tomorrow night, and we'll continue talking about making time for your art practice. Have a wonderful and peaceful night. Good night.